We're recording?
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Cool, yeah.
All right. Okay, Roxy, tell me, in your own words, what is Oak City Soccer?
Oak City Soccer is a soccer class for kids on the autism spectrum, or if they have sensory processing challenges.
And how did you come up with a name that doesn't include a diagnostic for the children?
I really wanted to leave the diagnosis out of the name because I didn't want it to be all about that. You know, I just wanted this to be a program where the kids could just be kids. And Oak City is actually in reference to Raleigh, is also referred to as the City of Oaks. So we just wanted to incorporate that and, just make it about the kids and, not a diagnosis.
Cool. And what inspired the creation of the program?
My son Jude is 3 years old, and as soon as he was 18 months old, that was the youngest that he could be to be in a soccer program. So being big soccer fans, we immediately enrolled him like the day that he turned 18 months old. And at first it was okay. We went for several months, and as time went on, it got harder and harder for him. There were classes going on beside each other on the same field, and the lighting was really bad, and everybody was yelling over the top of each other. You couldn't hear well. Everyone was just scattered. There were tons of kids. He'd run to the other class. There were video games to distract him, and it was so many quick transitions that he would just melt down the entire time, and it was really hard to watch. It was not a sensory friendly environment for him. And the more that we became educated, we realized that, and we eventually just pulled him out. And that was really hard for us. It was really hard for his dad, because his dad's played soccer for more than 30 years, and he's coached and captained teams, and it's a big deal. So we never want to push our dreams on him, but Jude was really good at it. He plays at home and he loves it. So the fact that there was no platform for him to do that was really discouraging. And I Googled and I searched, and there was just nothing out there for someone with his needs at his age. So I got discouraged, but then I said, you know what, why don't we just create this, ourselves? And we decided to create a sensory-friendly environment for kids like him.
Cool. Tell me about the environment. What makes it different from a typical soccer program?
Right. So the room, it's first of all, it's indoors, which outdoors can be a challenge for some of our kids because of bright lights, the sun, heat. Some kids have asthma. So it's indoors, it's climate controlled. It's a huge recreational room, so there's room to roam, but at the same time we're all in the same space. And it's closed off from other activities, from other classes. So it's as distraction free as it can be. We have privacy. We have 3 people on staff, so it's we've got 3 adults versus 6 kids. And we have a licensed occupational therapist on staff. And we have a little profile for each kid, and we take their individual needs very seriously. And we meet before, each class, and, how can we make this a better experience for this kid? This kid is sensitive to noise, can we make it a more quiet atmosphere, or this kid is prone to running off, so we keep an eye on that. There's always someone close by, so we're really able to facilitate a more
personal
experience. The kids can create friendships that way. There's only 6 kids, it's not 20 kids,
right?
So they have more one-on-one interaction that way, and it's yeah, go ahead.
All right, great. All right, Roxy, what are your hopes for a program like Oak City Soccer?
Our hopes for the program is really, we want the kids to build a foundation. They're going to learn social skills. They're going to work on their gross motor skills. They're going to learn the fundamentals of soccer. Taking turns and sharing can be a big deal for any kid. So they learn those foundational skills, and they can move on, hopefully, to participate into a typical sports program. Or later this year, our hope is to make our own league for our kids where they can play each other in actual games once they learn those skills. Beyond that, just a sense of community among the parents and the kids. A lot of times it's just, knowing other people and just seeing the parents be able to sit on the sidelines and let their kid be a kid for once and not have to worry about, my kid's doing this when really they should be doing this. We hope that worry goes out the window because this is a zone where they can just be themselves.
Great. In the past weeks, are there any exciting developments that you've noticed in the kids in the program that you'd like to share with us?
Yes. This past week, we have a class that is strictly 2- and 3-year-old boys, which is super fun and can be chaotically adorable. So for 2- and 3-year-old boys, already, they're just learning to socialize and share and, say, hi, my name is Jude. But this past week, there was a point in class where they kind of just all stopped following directions, which, otherwise
I would expect that from any 2 to 3.
Right. But in this case, they had stopped following directions and instead they were playing with each other. They were all interacting with one another, all 5 of them.
I imagine that's the goal.
Yeah, it was really a beautiful thing because these kids can be, some of them can be reserved or they can be like my son Jude. He's very socially motivated is the term, but he doesn't necessarily know the socially appropriate or acceptable way to make that connection. So for him, he might run up to a stranger and roar like a dinosaur, and that stranger is like, whoa, why are you roaring at me? But to him, he just wants to play with you. So all these kids, they have different abilities, different communication skills. Some of them are completely nonverbal, but they sign. And then the other kids, they don't know sign language, but they're all playing together, and they all had this connection for several minutes on Friday. And it was just, I left there, and it was reflecting on that, and it was a beautiful thing.
Definitely sounds like you've had some success already.
Yes.
Those are all the questions.
That's good.
Yeah? You're a natural at this.
No.
Come on, that was good.